My name's Tarzan, I'm 31 years old, I'm from South Wales in the UK, and I fucking love an adventure. For the last 2.5 years I've been travelling the world full time for two reasons. Number one, to give my daughter the childhood I never had, and number two, to feed this burning fire inside me that refuses to settle for an average life. Now if you're new here and you don't know me, give me a second to introduce myself. I am a waterfall chasing, culture tasting, cliff jumping, weight pumping, mountain hiking, rock climbing, van lifing, flatlining, Porsche driving, high-fiving, camel riding, backflipping, cold dipping, head kicking, snake wrangling, green candling, record breaking, memory making, autistic ADHD riddled ENTJ, and it's lovely to meet you. So the last 2.5 years have been a constant adventure. I've done things that people can only dream of doing. I've seen some of the most beautiful beaches on earth. I've stood at the top of some of the most spectacular mountain ranges. I've hiked to catch the most incredible sunrise I've ever seen. I've run through deserts. I've zip-lined through rainforests. I've hand-fed hyenas. I've hiked up volcanoes. I've done multiple road trips across Europe. I've run up mountains. I've been high up in the sky. I've collaborated with some of the most incredible Airbnbs on earth. But things weren't always this way. So let's rewind pre-2023.
I fucking love this shit.
So this is baby Tarzan, pre-childhood trauma. And this is handsome, homeless teenage Tarzan, post-childhood trauma. And this is how I chose to spend my late teens and all of my 20s, competing in MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and kickboxing, breaking multiple Welsh and British powerlifting records in multiple weight classes, and sleeping with countless women. That was until my life was blessed with the arrival of this beautiful little princess.
Oh, I love you, baby girl.
Now, I may have taught her how to walk, and how to talk, and how to ride a bike, and how to fight, and how to climb, and generally how to be a little fucking savage. But one thing I wanted more than anything was to teach her how to live. So something had to change. I took the biggest risk possible. I sold our home, taught myself how to trade, bought this completely off-grid van, and me and Scarlett started our incredible life of adventures all around the world. Remember, you're only ever one decision away from a completely different life, and that one decision was the best decision I ever made. So let's get into it. The first thing I did after selling my house was take my baby to Disneyland. Now this is a day that I'll remember forever. We had so much fun. We were there from opening until closing, and she literally sang and danced all day. Then the next day we rented a bike and we cycled all around Paris. Obviously we had to visit the Eiffel Tower. Then the next day we had a quick stopover in Milan before heading to Athens in Greece. This was absolutely incredible. We visited the Acropolis, the Parthenon, we visited a wildlife sanctuary where we played with lemurs and goats, and then we danced under the sunlight with the gods. Then we flew from Athens to Barcelona, where we visited this incredible cathedral. We visited the National Botanical Gardens, went out for a date, and then we visited this amazing little beachside gym, where we obviously had to get a daddy-daughter calisthenics workout in, didn't we? After this, we flew to Iceland. Now, Iceland is one of the best places I've ever been. Unfortunately, at this point, I hadn't invested in my camera equipment, so I didn't get the best quality footage. But if you haven't been to Iceland, you have to go. The following month, me and my best mate travelled to Ireland to climb the highest mountain in the south. Again, incredible experience. From there, me and Scarlett went to Zante.
You've arrived at your destination.
I would just like to add that the quality of my content gets far better as the months go by, so thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Anyway, here's me the following month driving across Turkey. Turkey was amazing. I paraglided from the top of a 2,000 metre mountain. Then it was off to Croatia. Croatia was the first time I used a jet ski. That was pretty cool. And then I explored the city of Split and watched this absolutely incredible sunrise at 6 AM. Then I went to the Colosseum in Rome where the ancient gladiators fought, visited the Trevi Fountain, visited the Vatican City where I saw the Pope. 2 cancelled flights meant I was stuck in Italy, so I explored the shithole which is Naples, walked the ancient streets of Pompeii, which was incredible. Then I fucked off to Geneva in Switzerland. One of my favourite things to do everywhere I go is visit botanical gardens, so that's the first thing I did, and then I walked across the border to the south of France. Then it was my birthday, so we went to Faro in Portugal, where we visited the incredible Benagil Caves, We had loads of fun here taking in the local culture, then we rented a car and drove to Huelva in the south of Spain. Now this is where things started to get magical. We headed to Rovaniemi in Finland, or as many people know it, Lapland at Christmas time. This was one of the most fun trips we'd ever done, and it was Scarlett's first time seeing snow. I've done some fucking amazing things over the last couple of years, but Lapland at Christmas really is something else. We stayed in this stunning remote log cabin, we went on husky sled safari tours, we played with reindeers, we went on snowmobile safaris, and obviously to top it all off, took Scarlett to meet Santa in his gaff. After this I needed some sun, so it was off to Tenerife. But not your typical touristy Tenerife. I rented a car, drove up into the north in the national park, and climbed Mount Teide, which is the highest mountain in the Canaries and Spain. Then I went to play with lemurs and squirrel monkeys at Monkey Park. The next was a huge bucket list moment. It was off to Egypt. Now I've always been fascinated with ancient Egypt, so to stand on the pyramids really was a breathtaking experience. I also took this 4x4 into the Fayoum Oasis. This used to be a prehistoric ocean and there were full dinosaur skeletons everywhere. This is another one of my favourite things to do, photographing animals. Check out my photography at Tarzan Wildlife Photography on Instagram. This is another one of my favourite things I've done, stroking a wild hippo, hand feeding hyenas, which are one of my favourite animals, and letting these beautiful reindeer eat food off my head. So this is where things started to get really crazy. I had a mad idea. I was going to go on Airbnb, find a load of luxury accommodation, and pitch an idea where I would promote their accommodation on my social media in exchange for stay. Granted, most of them said no, but the 4 that said yes saved me about 20 grand in luxury accommodation. So the first place we stayed, and my favourite, is Villa Sahu, a remote tropical paradise in the heart of Solferino. Next, it was Narhouse Jungle, a beautiful remote villa with a pool down in Tulum. Then we stayed in this absolutely incredible off-grid paradise. Lastly was Nirvana Blue, this absolutely incredible off-grid paradise in the heart of a national park, miles away from anywhere where all you can hear is the wind and the sea. I did some absolutely incredible things while I was in Mexico, like this tour through the mangroves in search of wild crocodiles. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I fucking love crocodiles. I don't care how big, how wild, or how dangerous, I still want to play with them. After all, they are just cute little swamp puppies. While there, I also visited Chichen Itza and did a backflip, visited tens of ancient cenotes all over the country after teaching myself how to free dive back at home. This is honestly one of my favourite things I've ever done because I really trained hard to be able to breath hold for several minutes so that I could free dive in caves in Mexico. I also visited Pink Lakes in Los Colorados where I bumped into UFC featherweight Yair Rodriguez. I visited some ancient Mayan cenotes, explored all over Tulum and enjoyed some absolutely incredible sunsets. The next destination to tick off was the Maldives. While in the Maldives I visited 3 islands, Malé, Degura and Razdahu, all of which were absolutely fucking incredible. The Maldives really is paradise on earth. Until you get attacked by an angry little triggerfish. I did happen to do one of the best things I've ever done in my fucking life, and that is swimming with Manta Rays. This experience was absolutely phenomenal and something I'll remember for the rest of my life. While I was here, I snorkeled in the reef multiple times a day, and every time it was like I was unlocking new fish. It was just incredible. While I was here, I also tried flyboarding for the first time. Again, another absolutely incredible experience. Next up was a surprise trip for Scarlett over Father's Day. We hopped in the Porsche, drove to Dover, jumped on the ferry, and there we were in France, ready for another incredible day at Disneyland. This was hilarious. Daddy, I want to go on that big roller coaster. She literally didn't open her eyes for the whole ride. This was pretty sick too. I paid for Scarlett to become an Avenger. We watched the incredible firework display until almost midnight, and then the following day we head to Paradise in Belgium, which is considered to be one of the best zoos in the world. Scarlett had her first go at some wildlife photography as well, shooting this incredible scarlet ibis. She also captured these amazing shots of a little meerkat. There's honestly nothing more rewarding than sharing my lifelong passion for wildlife with my beautiful daughter. Then she went past this barrier and went to stroke a kangaroo. I can't be mad anyway, it's something I would do. And look how happy she is with herself. Then we rented a camper van in Palma, where we drove up into the national park and stayed in the mountains. This was an absolutely amazing experience. And then the following day, we got hit by a flying wheel at 70 miles per hour on the highway, so that was fun. We weren't going to let that stop our fun, so we went to a safari park.
Look!
What can you see?
Blue wildebeest!
Then the following day, we headed to this water park where we spent the entire day zipping around on slides, and it was absolutely amazing. Also squeezed in some rock climbing and cliff jumping before heading home. One of my bucket list things that I wanted to do before the end of the summer, drive the Porsche over to the Alps and camp on a mountain. So we booked the ferry last night and we're off. So that's exactly what we did. We packed the Porsche and fucked off over to Europe with a tent. The first night we slept on someone's front lawn in France. Had sushi every single day. While we were there, we stopped in every country on the way through. France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Austria, Liechtenstein and back. Driving through the Alps and the Dolomites honestly is one of the most incredible things I've ever done. We also nearly died on a mountain in Italy. Obviously had to stop on Stelvio Pass to play with these fucking amazing cows. And these shots on the Austria border are absolutely breathtaking. I couldn't not do this. Then I tried to capture this incredible sunrise at 6 AM in Germany. Unfortunately crashed my fucking drone in a cornfield and then had to run through the cornfield to find the drone before the battery died. Then I went for my first solo adventure in Copenhagen, Denmark, where I stayed in a cool little hostel and got some amazing outdoor workouts in these calisthenics parks. However, the main thing I came here for was to go to Copenhagen Zoo to focus on more of my wildlife photography. This was an absolutely incredible experience, and I even got to play with this okapi, which are my favourite animals. After this, I got the train to Malmö in Sweden, where I went to a reptile centre. I played with this little Jeffrey's marmoset for ages and then photographed some incredible reptiles. Next up, me and Scarlett headed to Marrakesh in Morocco. This was amazing. We rode camels through the deserts, we rode quad bikes, we explored the markets and the traditional culture of Morocco, we watched the sunset from the desert, explored botanical gardens and more. So next up was mine and Scarlett's favourite trip to date, St. Lucia, a beautiful island in the Caribbean where we chased waterfalls almost daily. We rented a car and literally saw everything that you could see on the island. Every single beach, every rainforest, every waterfall, every sunset. It was absolutely incredible. I also collaborated with Sargass Villa, which was absolutely amazing. We had so much fun here in the volcanic mud baths. We also had a palm tree climbing competition. And I didn't go easy on Scarlett, obviously. I win everything. One of our favourite memories to happen on any trip is getting soaked in the middle of the rainforest. We also went out looking for wildlife every single day, from tortoises and lizards to frogs and snakes. Ziplining through the canopy of a rainforest is honestly one of the best things we've ever done, and not to mention this beautiful sunset. Next up was Boxing Day skiing in the French Alps, or trying to. This is just a breathtakingly beautiful place. And as you can imagine, we had an absolutely incredible time. We fell down over and over and over again, and here Scarlett nearly went missing.
Scarlet too!
To end it magnificently, we went to the top of the mountains and watched this absolutely incredible sunset. Hello again, Mexico. Remember the Airbnb collaborations that I mentioned previously? Well, one of them, Villa Sahu, liked my work so much that they invited us back again. But this time, Scarlett had a little sister to bring with her, my beautiful Sapphire. I asked if I can catch a caiman, so I'm going in. I showed this guy my YouTube and told him that I keep crocodilians at home, so he let me come in and catch some myself. As you already know, I fucking love crocodiles.
Beautiful.
This guy had his own private sanctuary and he was really cool. He loved my YouTube and wanted to take some photos of me as well. What's better than one croc? Two crocs. After this we headed to Croco Coon Zoo, where Scarlett kissed a crocodile. We had the most amazing day at Holbox Island, which is just north of Solferino in the Yucatan Peninsula. Me and Scarlett ventured into the national park in search of iguanas, and we found loads. I've said many times on my social media, my heart is in Mexico. I absolutely love this country. I love the people, I love the culture, I love the plants, I love the wildlife. I just love everything about Mexico. This definitely won't be the last time that we visit, that's for sure. Look how fucking cute this reindeer is. And as you saw in my last trip to Mexico, the sunsets are just incredible. After this, me and my mate jumped on a ferry to Dublin for a spontaneous trip that we booked the night before. We ended up going to the zoo, I got some incredible wildlife photography, and we just ventured about the city. Then I spontaneously fucked off to Poland. I don't know why, I just felt like it.
This building has got fucking turrets.
Do you not run out the car and your back left? Daddy! 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 Daddy!
So I keep saying spontaneous trip here and spontaneous trip there, but the reality is most of my trips are spontaneous because I literally just go on Skyscanner, find somewhere I fancy and book it there and then, usually the day before or within a couple of days. This one happened to be Cape Verde, and me and Scarlett had a fucking incredible time. We climbed volcanoes, we played with lemon sharks, we ziplined from the top of a 1,000 metre mountain, and I let Scarlett drive a 4x4 through the desert.
Are you ready? You are fantastic. Right, you, go on, take the wheel. You got it?
So yeah, that was great fun. After that, I ticked off this massive bucket list trip to Madeira. I travelled solo to this beautiful subtropical Portuguese island where I lived out of a car and hostels for a week with no plan whatsoever. I just knew that I wanted to capture some incredible content, and that I fucking did. Madeira truly is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. I paraglided, visited botanical gardens, went on massive hikes and saw one of the best sunrises I've ever seen.
Good fucking morning from somewhere in Belgium. I have no idea where I am.
So my last trip, as you can imagine, was completely spontaneous. I got bored, drove to the ferry port, jumped on the ferry in my van, went to France, went to Belgium, lived in the Netherlands for a few weeks, trained, did loads of cool shit, looked for some animals, did some wildlife photography, visited loads of wildlife places, had a heart attack scare, came back to the UK, and here we are, right now, doing pull-ups in my fucking van, in the sun, eating some steak, living life how it should be. So that's the last 2.5 years of my life. Now I hope more than anything that I can inspire you and motivate you to live your fucking life. Take risks, go out there and do what you want to do, what you actually want to do, not what people want you to do. For me, that's showing and giving my daughter the most incredible adventures all around the world. Because seeing her smile and watching her learn and grow on each and every adventure is worth more to me than any amount of money on earth. Now if you want to see where spontaneity takes us next, don't forget to hit subscribe and follow along on our upcoming adventures. I would like to thank each and every one of you once again for all the love and support, for helping me take my channel to the size that it is right now, and for continuing to support me in my travels and my adventures, I guess searching for my purpose all around the world. Until next time.